Yeah, so tough one today. JMU's a really good basketball team. I mean, they've got 3 starters back from a team that went 18-0 in conference last year, and you can see they're starting to kind of hit their, postseason ready type form here. The last couple games, you've seen them just really explode offensively, and I thought they were really good tonight. Whenever we made our runs, they responded. Peyton McDaniel's 2-time Player of the Year for a reason, and I think Shanti Barnes. Just what she was able to do on the boards, and also just making plays all night. She had 21, so she was a huge factor in the game, which those were 2 that we were very concerned about coming in. I'm proud of our kids for fighting back, and I thought we played really good in spurts, but again, same story that we've been talking about all year. Like, we played in spurts, and we've had these really good moments, and then these really tough moments, uncharacteristically bad moments tonight, and so we got out-rebounded by 14, 20 offensive rebounds, and so it's just tough to win against a really good team when those things happen. Proud of Whitney Hart. Thought she was phenomenal tonight. Thought JK got going there offensively and gave us a chance to get back in it. As long, Mel hit a tough 3, and Haley hit a tough shot or 2 there. But at the end of the day, just didn't quite have enough to get over the hump.
Coach, you kind of mentioned it there, but so many rebounds for them on those second chance points too, especially towards the end of the game, just almost backbreakers. I remember, I think y'all were down 3. They get a rebound, took it down to the shot clock.
Yeah.
They passed down and hit a 3 right there.
Yeah.
Just that was kind of the backbreaker.
And that's kind of been honestly, unfortunately, that's kind of been the story, for a while now. Obviously, I think, we're just depending on 1 or 2 people really to rebound the ball. And I just, we've got to collectively be better there, and that's just something that's really been an Achilles heel for us. And those big moments where we really we guard and we find these tough stops, and then they're able to secure an offensive rebound. It just really is a backbreaker for sure.
Coach, we saw a little bit of limping after the game. What can you say about some of the players that we saw limping off the
Yeah,
court?
I mean, I think we've had a tough 3 weeks. Like, we've been beat up. Like, obviously we lose arguably one of the top post players in the league to an ACL injury. Then Morgan Sieper with his shoulder is trying to kind of battle back and play a little bit. Melanie Timms has a sprained ankle. Haley Breland's got a hurt. I mean, everybody's just this time of year just banged up. But that's part of the grind of the conference season. And, if they're going to go out there and play, then we got to go all out, and can't be an excuse for us. But certainly our kids are a little bit banged up right now for sure. But at the end of the day, everybody is, I think. So, you just got to go.
It seemed like the beginning of the game, it was very lazy on the offensive side of the ball. A lot of passes, the defense was reading them and stealing them. It was a lot of fast break points for them, it seemed like, in that first few minutes.
Yeah, I think so. Like, I just attention to detail. And, we come back and we have these good moments, and then we have 2 quick turnovers, and that results into 5 points. And then, I don't know. I mean, again, like, we've got too mature and too, and again, I love our kids. Like, they're good people. They work hard, like, they do all the things right. It's just, we're just really having a hard time, like, putting it together for a 40-minute game. You see these spurts where you're like, goodness, like, if we could play that way from a standpoint of focus, like what you're speaking of, intensity, defensive rebounding, toughness for 40 minutes, then I don't know who would beat us. But we just have really had a hard time doing that, and just those inconsistencies have come back to bite us pretty much every time.
Coach, what can you say about the morale in the locker room? Has this rough patch kind of made morale in the locker room take a hit? Are you guys going through it? How's that going?
Well, I mean, we got a bunch of kids that really love to win, and obviously we're not really particularly used to losing. So I mean, when you have a stretch where you maybe things don't turn out, certainly that can be tough. I think overall they've been pretty great about responding and coming in and having good practices and trying to be good teammates and those things. I mean, obviously it's starting to weigh on us. Tonight was a tough one because you feel like you're right there and you can win this game. We rebound the ball a little better and we have a few better offensive possessions. You feel like probably a few less turnovers, you have a chance to win it. But at the end of the day, they're going to battle back. They're tough kids. They're competitors, and so, they're going to fight to the end. I don't expect anything different there.
21 assists for them, just 12 for y'all. Can you just speak
Yeah,
to
I
that?
mean, yeah, I think that's a common theme. Like, we started the year with a lot of, really doing a great job finding each other. And right now it just feels like that ball's sticking and we're taking a lot of tough shots. And against a good team, those tough shots equal transition points. And that's where, I think that's kind of been the message going into the game, that this would be a team that the ball would have to get to the second and third side of the floor offensively, and anytime we did that, we were pretty successful. We converted. Now they let us play tonight. Again, we've been shooting 25 plus free throws the last 4 or 5 games, and so they really let us play tonight. And I think that caused our kids a little frustration, maybe not getting some fouls. But again, I think it was on both ends. They let both teams be pretty physical.
One more for Coach.
You're looking at your schedule coming up. I mean, obviously you end the season with a 4-game road swing, a couple of games before then. It seems pretty brutal for the rest of the way for you guys.
Yeah, I mean, looking there at Christmas, we knew coming in like 10 of our 15 games were going to be on the road, and so that makes it tough. So, but at the same time, I mean, the thing that's encouraging is that we've had a chance to be in or win. I mean, you can win these games, but that's also what's kind of frustrating is that you can win these games. And so, yeah, I mean, right now, we've got to regroup, we've got to come back, we've got to have a good practice tomorrow. We have a tough Toledo team. I think they average about 4,500 attendance, so it's going to be a wild environment. They're very good, traditionally good. We went up there 2 years ago when I was at Monroe, and it was a really awesome women's basketball environment. They do a great job. They've been really successful over the years, and so they've got a good team. They're hitting like a 4 or 5 game win streak, and so they're very good offensively. They run Princeton, and so tough actions to guard. So we've got some work to do over the next couple days to get ready to go to fly into Detroit, get over to Toledo, and play on Saturday. And then, like you said, we'll have 2 home games next week. So, and then those last 4 will finish on the road. So still a lot to play for. So it's got to get back at it.
Thank you, Coach. Thank you all.
Thank you, guys.